today we are reviewing for our final. This is part 2 of semester 1 final. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you a list of topics that you should be familiar with, okay? This is on chapter 3 and 4, so there's not a lot of content there I can do. So I'm really wishing, so I'm really going to be pulling, I'm pulling from just those chapters. So of course I'm going to be pulling challenging problems out of those chapters. So don't think they're the A problems. Okay, so the first thing we need to know for this part 2 final is solving equations. Okay, when you are solving equations, you should be familiar with solving equations with decimals, with fractions, and you should be able to distribute. Okay? You will have word problems. Okay? The word problems we're looking at, focusing that we've covered quite well, are the consecutive integer, of equations or inequalities. Okay? That means, when do our consecutive integer problems get tricky with inequalities? What's the situation that happens? Caitlin? Depending what?
On what sign it is, whether it's greater or
Frank?
Dividing by like negatives and stuff.
Dividing by negatives is going to flip. So we've got to make sure and check when we're dividing by a negative. I'm having a hard time spelling. Okay, another challenge to consecutive integer problems.
well,
Yes.
this is like less than, and it says x is less than 19.5, like 19.8. And
When it says
that's
x is less than, like, 19.8, she said. And what did they say?
and you have to the greatest possible outcome. You have to put 19. 20.
Right. They're talking about integers, so you would either have to go to 19 if they're talking about odd numbers or consecutive numbers, or you'd have to go to where? 18 if they ask. Do you understand? You got to follow the directionality of this and the language of the problem. Yes, Jaden?
Would you say absolute value or no?
Right now I'm on consecutive integer equations. We're on, let's stay to the topic, okay? Okay, but absolute value for consecutive integers no. We're not doing absolute value with consecutive integers, okay? So basically my word problems come from section 3.4, 311, or 4.5 in the book, okay? Then you also need to know about transforming formulas. Okay? Does everybody remember how to do that? Like A equals pi r squared, solve for r.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
Area equals 1/2 base times height, solve for h. Area equals 1/2 height times base 1 plus base 2, solve for base 1. Stuff like that.
So it's factored.
Transforming formulas. Okay, next. You will have absolute value equations. Equations or expressions. Is everybody caught up?
Yeah.
Okay. Next is, was I on 5? Simplifying expressions. Using order of operations. Yep. Okay, I'm going to throw negatives, exponents, the whole bit in there. Follow your order of operations. Okay? And then, really the last thing are the word problems. There's only 3 word problems. So you got one from 3-4, one from 3-11, like 4-5 or 3-11, and one from either 8-1, 8-2, or 8-3. Those are like... So word problems are from 8-2 and 8-3. So this is like page 365, and this is page 371. You know, and I'm just talking about the word problems on that page. So those were like the sum and difference. You know, the one number is 10 times the other number. Translating them, sum and difference. So we did that in here. Okay, questions? Yes.
One of the topics that was on the paper was it's called motion problems. And
Forget it. That's the problem. It was, okay, so the study guide was, I haven't taught that. The study guide was from an old final.
last year, but
And it's from an old final. And I've revised it since. I've cut down what we're including. We didn't get to that, so I'm not including that. And I put up the old study guide as opposed to the new one, which was the new one. I just cut things out, okay? But I would go by what I'm listing here, because this is most specific to it. All right, so now I've got some page numbers, also samples that I've pulled out. Let's start with... Okay, we've got page 135. So I think this is section 3-4. Page 135. Like number 22, or you can do 132, the example. Okay? Then 138. Can somebody turn the pages with me as we're working? Okay. Page 138. What section is that? Okay. So I said so like page 138, like number 24, you know, pick problems like out of the B problems, that kind of thing, to practice with. 34, 24, or 31. Okay. Okay, the next page number was page 130. Oh, I did page 138. Let's go to page 140. That is 3-6. So is that on, that's clearing, fractions and decimals. Oh, let me go back. You guys. I mean, I want you to solve by clearing. Got it? Solving by clearing. Okay. Okay, so page 140 is any of the problems from number 7 through 24. I chose, I don't know, 11, 12, 17, 23, 19. I mean, any of those. You just got to know how to clear your fractions or decimals. Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Yes, question.
Clear decimals would be like multiply.
By a number to get rid of them, right. Okay, now, the next page is 144. What section is that? That's 3-7. What's that about? What kind of problems is that? Transforming formulas. So I said like number 32 and 33. And for instance, what I mean by this is being able to solve when given C equals 5/9 F minus 32. Being able to solve for F. Solving for a variable. I told you another example would be like A equals pi R squared, being able to solve for R, being able to solve for F. I guess it should be a large F, capital F. Okay, questions? 3-7. What's next? Sorry, what's next? I'm asking you. Yes.
How would you get rid of the exponent? Is it by squaring it? By squaring all of the equation?
Mm-hmm.
So
First,
if they
clear
find
everything.
the-
Okay, so in this case, first I would divide by pi. Divide by pi. Right? I'm left with R squared equals A over pi. We do inverse operations.
So we square it.
So now I root it. I don't square it, I root it.
Yeah.
The opposite of squaring is rooting. So R is equal to A over pi, the square root of A over
So
pi.
you'd square the whole fraction, not just
Correct.
A.
You root everything. We don't square everything. They're different. Okay, the next one. What's 146?
3. Absolute value.
Okay, so 3/8 is absolute value.
What page?
Oops.
148?
One. This is page what? We said.
146?
And I looked at like 1, 10, 26, 48, and 43. I also have some other kinds of practice problems to do that we'll be working on. And this is on absolute value. Okay. Next, we are doing um, 160. What's page 160?
-11?
311.
Word problem.
So 311, you know, just make sure you know your consecutive integer problems. Equation or inequality. I've talked to you about that. What's on 178? Okay? Like being able to solve problems like 35 and 37. Okay. Um, 182. What is that on?
Dividing multiplication property of inequality.
Right. This is remembering to flip the negative when you divide or multiply by a negative. So like 35 and 36. Page 184, what is that?
Using the properties
What section is it?
4-4.
4-4, this is 4-3. And what was 178?
4-3. 4-2.
4-2. Okay, page 184. Okay, page 184, I just put down like 34 and 36. And then I put down page 190. What is that?
Using inequalities.
What section?
4-5.
4-5. So that is like, make sure you know your consecutive integer inequality. I don't know. Okay. So, things to study. I think I should pause this and start the new video. What do you think? So I'm going to pause this. This is the list of topics to study, or do you think I should keep it all in one video?
Pause it and then like
Yeah, do videos.
two videos.